Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Disco Elysium. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today as we read Ruby's journal. It's good she left in a hurry, says Kim. We could learn a lot from this. So, what kind of logistics? Honestly, I'm interested in reading about La Puta Madre here, because I don't know who they are. So let's go with that. The name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell. Small wonder, says our logic, would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M, though. La Puta Madre? M is mentioned on March the 9th and March 15th. Okay. Great. M's peon is coming to town. No doubt to investigate the lynching, but also I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head. While I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break, well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? The call, says our reaction speed. Did M call her personally? Why? Were you supposed to find her? Even apart from the investigation, then? Asks our inline empire. On M's request? No, you wouldn't do something like that. This must be a mistake. Am I sure, though? It's a mistake? Look at me. Whatever you may look like, you don't feel like a hired assassin. I am not okay. I killed 3 people on... we found that in our journal. So at least we are... I don't know if that was for hire, though, but anyway. Read the entry from March the 12th, which is actually pretty important, because this places us in a date. Although we did learn right at the beginning of the game what day it was. So we have March the 9th, which should be a week before day 1, so this is 10 days ago. So it's March the 19th now, I think. Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example, but experience tells me... It tells her something else. I'll look into that. Just brief correction, actually. It wasn't a week of me going around. I think it was 3 days of me going around. So this is day 1. March the 12th is day 1. And I think that makes sense, because I think that it sounds familiar. But anyway. Did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He would have to know if he threatened people, they would take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all, gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver, taste the plastic. And the entry ends abruptly. So let's learn about the logistics. Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. It looks like contact information, quantities, and directions. There could be useful information about the local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish. Maybe. What are the diagrams for? Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor. Sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape. Anything personal? Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them. How far back do the entries go? The first entry is from August the 2nd last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable. So you'd think this might actually have something to do with La Puta Madre. What did she write the day Lely died? Nothing on March the 4th. Does that make sense? Sort of. So maybe March 12th is day 2? Potentially? Either way, it's close enough. March 5, or March the 5th, though, Well, it's written. Well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this, loyal to a fault, except... No, but that's another matter entirely. She is referring to betraying her previous employer, La Puta Madre. Yeah. Does this suggest she did it in self-defense? Says our logic. No, it does not suggest that. It definitely does not. I don't know what our logic thinks self-defense means, but it's the case, because it's a challenging success, and she did it in self-defense, which is actually implied by, or whatever that might mean, the self-defense bit. It is implied by the 6th entry here. Let's look at the cover again. The thick journal bound in brown leather is full of candor and diagrams. What's the most recent entry? The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run? Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning. The lieutenant taps on the page. It looks like she might have been framed. That would be a first, or a fourth, says our esprit de corps, but who's counting, he thinks. Very rarely does anyone actually get framed. It wouldn't definitely be the first. Oh wait, he's thinking that? Why would he be thinking that? The first or the fourth if it's rare? In this case, it wouldn't be the first at all, because the boys were, or whatever, the Hardy Boys, whatever, they were, as a group, trying to frame themselves. Who was trying to frame Ruby? Klaja. Potentially. Oh, it's pretty late. Kim, am I really a La Puta Madre agent? He looks you straight in the eye for a moment and then decides, no, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to make sure. He truly does not believe you are, says our drama. Perhaps he shouldn't be so trusting. If she didn't do it, then maybe it's good we didn't catch her? I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her. He frowns. Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than with us, especially if she has problems with the Madre. You should just say La Madre. Anyway, then, who do you think killed the Merc? Klaja was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself, or he stops to think. It seems plausible. Either way, we need to keep an eye on her. One thing is for certain, we have business back in the Whirling in Rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it. We should. The precarious world. The thought has been complete. I don't remember what the dilemma is, but we don't need to remember what the dilemma is, because we can look at it over here. So it seems like the point of this game is victory, the absence of defeat on all fronts. Victory is business ventures and creative undertakings. All red checks fail. You son of a... That's why I was failing those checks. They were red checks. You piece of crap. Colonel, you piece of crap. That's my fault. This better be a good solution. It is, actually. It's a good solution. Critical success and failure thresholds lowered by 1. The failure is a bit of a problem, but that matters a little bit less. Ah, man. How not to lose. Yeah, this is the problem of analogous to capitalistic society. It's pretty obvious there. How not to lose, the solution is, it is impossible not to. The world is balanced on the edge of a knife. It's a game of frayed nerves. You're pushed on by numbers and punitive measures, pain, rejection, and unpaid bills. You can either play, or you can crawl under a boat and waste away. Or, in other words, be productive or die. Turn into salt or a flock of seagulls. Your enemies would love that. Or you can fight. The only way to load the dice is to keep on fighting. What a terrible thing! I hate it! I hate it! I hate it that I hate it. Oh, that I failed 2 of them. Easy ones as well. Which at least gives me hope that they were easy because they were irrelevant. At least that much. I don't remember exactly the ones that I missed. Although I want to, but then again, like I was gonna say, I wanted to succeed at them, but the reason why I wanted to succeed at them is also influenced, or at least me wanting to succeed at them is also influenced by the fact that by the fact that I'm trying to think of many things at the same time. I'm sorry, my speech is all over the place. By the fact that I saw the chance, so like having a high chance makes me want to succeed more, or in other words, it makes me remember that I failed more. So maybe my recollection of those checks is being colored by that. I don't know. It's whatever. It's fine. We've only failed 2. Look on the bright side. We didn't fail 5,000. And also I realized that on camera, which is good. I think they updated the game. The performance is better. Something is... the frame rate, anyway. Because I certainly didn't update anything on my side. Which I could do, but I tried to avoid doing that because... well, it just creates problems. You know, I'm talking about, like, graphic card drivers and stuff. Stop. Now. It is time. For what? Says our inland empire. Our inland empire is the one that says stop. For what? Crisis, death. You can feel it in your blue soul. What am I supposed to do? Arm yourself with anything you can. Unless you have nothing, because you didn't find your lost gun, then just walk to your death. I can talk you out of it. Whatever it is, says our rhetoric. You're too likable to die. Don't worry, says our suggestion. I'll have to fight with my bare hands if I have to. It would be better if you didn't have to, says our inland empire. It's not just your own life that will be at stake. I'm all out of
shit to give, Loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning.
There's a feverish gleam in his eyes. This is the Quartinaire.
Put your goddamn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. We need to talk this through, all right?
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, Loincloth shit fuck.
I wonder if that one is... I wonder who we're talking to. I believe it's that one. Because there's a body... What's the word? Bodysuiting... No. Is it bodysuiting? Body-fitting. That's the one. Body-fitting bodysuit. Wearing woman over here, who I assume is a special agent. So... it's this guy over here who's talking. And they're the mercenaries. And they're on this side as well, which is interesting. And also our perception is saying, but I'm just saying. This is the mercenary at the gates. His chest... Oh, yeah, yes, that's actually what I wanted to say. This is the guy that we met before. His chest rises and falls under the ceramic breastplate. His fingers reach for the butt of his sidearm. Kim, what's going on here? The lieutenant raises his left hand.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
The Gift is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander. I think we should just kill everyone caught here.
You all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This isn't a frontier town or a jungle outpost.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure we can come to a peaceful agreement. Ain't that right, fella? Peaceful?
It sounds like the armored figure is weeping. This is Rude Hoklonwen. And I believe armored figure is that one, because the helmet is the same. That is a scary portrait right there. But also, I don't know what that is. Is that a rifle? I believe that is a rifle. Sort of. It's very hard to tell. I can't zoom in or out.
Nest in your abdominal cavity, like a little wild mouse.
The masked man's words are barely intelligible, but you can hear them.
Fuck, there's the third one. How did we miss something like this?
A third one? Of course, the lieutenant is talking about the helmeted figure. The lieutenant is generally worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there. What do we do?
My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene.
The big one is the mercenary at the gates.
If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first.
A sound strategy. He's the leader. I'm gonna do it. I don't think I have a quick save or anything, so we're gonna need to do the same thing that we did at the beginning of the episode. I should have saved. Honestly, I thought I wasn't so close to the beginning, but I didn't save. Stop. This is the police.
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
He licks his lips, waving his gun at the crowd. Losing his balance for a moment, he staggers backward. I don't think you calm down a bit, says our empathy.
Big fuck!
Is the only word you can make out. It doesn't sound calm either from Rude. I can see you're drunk. Actually, I didn't remember... I don't remember if... what's her name? She had a funny name. The woman agent. I don't remember if she sounded drunk or not. But let's say this one.
Oh yeah, welcome to the fucking party. You're probably gonna get killed too. I don't give a shit if you're cops.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized human beings.
Well, another bright side of me having completed that thought, by the way, besides having the solution, which was actually pretty cool, is the fact that now I can succeed at my red checks. With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle. That's the armored dude on the other side. The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted men. You feel your fists contract as you stand there between these men, all carrying real weapons. You really, really should have a gun in your hand by now, or something dangerous. This feels scary, says our hand-eye coordination. Don't worry about it, it's fine. No, it's okay, says our rhetoric. Soften him up, and trust the others to attack if it comes to that. Make him talk. Present an argument. Yeah, our rhetoric, it knows what's up. And also our hand-eye coordination is bad anyway, so who cares? Even if our suggestion is about as good as our hand-eye coordination. Even if it comes to a fight, it's always a good idea to drag it out. Get under his skin. Our composure says, I don't know about this getting under his skin. He'll only get under yours. He'll only get under yours. I'm barely keeping you together here. This is it. I think this is the end game is what this is. And look at all those red checks over there. Which I probably will succeed at. I think we're gonna succeed. Peace, says our empathy. Always peace. It has worked thus far. Start with the first idea you have. Move down from that, please. That is a medium success. Interesting. Yes, I was gonna do that actually. Our empathy has the same idea as I did. Who is that? I'm gonna point to the men. Because we're all women here, and apparently there's only one man or something. I don't know what the man I'm pointing to. I mean, I assume I know, because it's got to be that one. I didn't know you had a third guy. Yes, it is the third man. Rude is the killer, says DePaul. DePaul is her name. The armored woman smiles a vicious smile. Rude the killer, hunkalunkalunkalunk. He doesn't talk much. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Dutch? Clowen? Nah. I don't know. It sounds... It could be German, but it could be Dutch as well. And it wouldn't make sense for it to be Dutch, because there's Dutch-influenced countries here, so yeah. All of you fucking cunts inside out, says rude honk clonk clonk. The killer. The gunner, he gestures towards himself. The raddest. Raddest? I don't know what that means. He nods towards the woman. The killer, he points to the figure clad entirely in ceramic plate. So, Courtenayer is the gunner. And apparently, the Paul is the raddest. Or raddest, or... I suppose it's raddest, but it could be raddest. I think it... Anyway. What do you think he does? There, on the rim of O'Clunklunklun's helmet, you can count little stick figures. 19, 20, or 21. I'm not going to count the figures, because that's going to probably bring the number, my numbers down, my pluses and... You think you're real tough, huh? The killing is meaningless, I'm going to say. Huh? Says Courtenayer, as he... also, I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing his name. He just stares at you with his watery eyes. That struck some chord. A dark chord, says our empathy. What are you waiting for? Says the Paul. Let's blow that pig fucking mouth off his face? No. That fucking pig mouth off his face. That's what she should be saying. Lance Corporal, he turns to the woman. That is a badass title right there. Just fucking shut up and wait for your order. So, we didn't... No, we didn't bring our chances up any higher. However, we do have level ups, so we should be able to make them a little bit better. So, at least in that front, I think we're gonna be good. Listen, they didn't do it. Yeah? Who did then? It wasn't me. It wasn't me for sure. It wasn't Ruby for sure. It's unlikely it was Clashy. It's unlikely it was Titus either. Although they could be covering... That would be a weird situation if it were Titus. Not because it's unlikely, but rather because how it ended up happening would be interesting, because they basically get framed for their own murder. That doesn't sound like... That That just sounds really weird. I mean... Like, it doesn't sound right. Mostly because if they were willing... Like, it's... Something would have had to happen, or would have had to have happened, to make them change their willingness to take the fall for the murder. Because first, Titus would have been the one to kill the mercenary, but he did it in a sneaky way. So it's likely that he didn't want to be found out to be the killer. But then, after Ruby, who apparently seems to think of this situation as her being betrayed by the Hardy Boys rather than the other way around. But after Ruby asking him to take the fall, basically, he decides, you know what, I'll take the fall. It doesn't matter. But in a covert operation, which just, it's like, because he goes from wanting the mercenary dead, and no, it just doesn't make sense. It could never be Titus, because even all that I just said was the case, then he would have broken when I interrogated him, because I broke him. It wouldn't make sense for him to say I didn't do it. So I didn't want to tell you I didn't do it. You know what I mean? Because he thinks. I think it was Clashy, but not herself. The bird, Courtenayer says. He puts the hand on the gun. You fucking telling me a bird killed our colonel? And here, the bird, I believe, is like the chick, because I believe it's a term that I think, like, chick is a term, because a chick is a bird as well. I don't know. His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw. She did think that the shot was meant for her. But that conclusion right there is the only logical conclusion. Well, it's not the only logical conclusion, because my other conclusion was that she must have been working with somebody else, heretofore unknown to us, who shot from afar, from a long distance. So let's say this one, because it's the only one here that makes sense. There's no other ones. Inadvertently, she shot, or the shot was meant for her. She had a past, and it caught up with her. She used to work in industrial espionage, and you think I'm fucking stupid? There's a dangerous gleam. There's a dangerous gleam in his eyes. What if I just shot? No. What if I just shot? Yeah. What if I just shot one of your pals here right now, huh? He points his gun at Elizabeth. How about the kipped? Go ahead. Say inadvertently one more time. Listen, please, says Elizabeth, and she raises both hands. This cop and this drumhead court-martial won't decide who, and I can interrupt and say, on a red check, it's such a good thing that I don't have that thing. My God. I can say, think. Why doesn't he believe me? No, I'm not saying that. I'm asking my logic to succeed here. Oh boy, and I succeed. But also, I'm out of time for the day. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Disco Elysium. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.